Recent protests nationwide have prompted some districts to take a hard look at their schools. What can they do better to create more equality in their classrooms? Leah Fernandez talked with Manatee County Superintendent about what they're doing to create a more inclusive environment for all students.
The sadness that the Floyd family experienced, that's not the problem. It's a symptom of a problem.
Change isn't going to happen overnight, but the superintendent for Manatee County Schools says she will do her part.
Their lives do matter. Their voices are being heard. Making a statement is one thing. Putting action into place is another.
School board members are already considering options they hope will get to the root of some of our current issues.
An action that we as a board could take is to make sure that every district employee, not just teaching staff, has at least 4 hours of implicit bias training this coming school year.
I don't think once a year is enough. I think we need implicit bias training quarterly.
But not everyone agrees. School board member Reverend James Golden says that training is simply not enough.
What are we going to do differently that is supposed to reflect success in the elimination of this implicit bias? That was a rhetorical question, because quite honestly, the idea of implicit bias is probably about as valuable as the idea of ghosts. Whether it is implicit, explicit, it doesn't matter. We have got to do a better job of eliminating bias throughout the system.
Instead, Reverend Golden is pushing for more direct action. And with the county's changing demographics over the last 10 years, Superintendent Saunders says they have to evolve. Their numbers show 52% of their students are considered minorities. So the district is looking to hire more teachers who are minorities as well, creating a more culturally diverse staff.
So the discussion doesn't stop there. There will be many workshops and meetings over the next few months. They plan to get input from parents and students in the district as well. Manatee County Superintendent tells us they are planning to implement these changes as soon as possible.